Hi everyone. Today in this video we are going to look at the fixed asset card in Business Central. We are going to look at the fields that are normally in use. Plus there are some fields that requires further detail. Let me give you an example for that. For example, budgeted fixed asset. We are going to briefly discuss about these detailed fields. But in more detail, we are going to, make a separate video for that, and we are going to discuss in more detail in that video. So let's jump to the fixed asset. I have already bookmarked that. Just click on that. If you want to create new, just click over here, and if you want to use the one which I have already created, I'm going to use that for this video. For example, I have created one asset name as main asset. Over here, first you will system is going to assign a unique number to this. You can say a number series to this particular fixed asset, which is this one. As you can see, number field is not coming over here. The reason is I have automated the number series for the fixed asset card. If you want to know, let me show you how you can check that. First of all, let's go to the fixed asset setup. Sorry, this is fixed asset setup. Okay, so over here you can see the fixed asset number series as attached FA code, and if I open this, then you can see over here uh, manual number is off. That means system is not going to ask you to manually change that or manually assign that. It will do that automatically. Okay, so that is why the numbers is coming automatically. Okay, and if we even check in the inspection page, okay, so over here you can also see the field does exist, and but it is hidden and it will come automatically. The second one is the description, whatever the name of the asset is going to be. For example, currently I have specified the main asset just to because it's just a sample asset. Otherwise you can create like a laptop, car, or truck or something like that, whatever your asset is name is going to be. The next one is the fixed asset class code. So we are going to categorize the asset which we are creating. Okay. For example, our asset is a tangible asset or an intangible asset or a financial asset or whatever kind of an asset it is. Okay. For example, if I just open that, okay, so you can see over here I have created three types of the FA class code. Okay. So if I just mouse over on this field, it will say Microsoft says a class that the fixed assets belong to. Okay, so it's pretty much simple. And now we are going to subcategorize the fixed asset class code with the name FA subclass code. Okay, so I have created few of the few like equipment, furniture, plant, property, and vehicle. Okay, and in front of that you can see this is all the tangible asset from which I can select. Okay, but you can see this the filter is automatically applied. If I just clear the filter, so you can see there are like more than the 5 subclasses exist in the system. Okay, and in front of that you can see intangible, financial, and if I try to select goodwill, for example, an intangible FA class code, subclass code, so you can see the fixed asset subclass belongs to a different FA class. So you can only assign the subclass which is linked with the FA class code. Okay, and in that case, because we are using vehicle, so I'm going to select that. Okay, if I just open the fixed FA class subclass, okay, so you can see there's another column for the default fixed asset posting group. Okay, normally what I do is that I create the subclasses and with the similar fixed asset posting groups. Okay, so it will help me to specify the GL accounts for all different kinds of the setups. Okay, for example, if I want to look at the equipment one, so you can see over here, so, it is specified against the equipment subclass code. Okay, But for example, there's a scenario you say that these five categories should be like the class code rather than the subclass code. Then you can also do that. That's not a restriction that you need to create it as per the tangible, intangible, etc. Furthermore, if you, for example, specify like vehicles in this FA class code, and in the subclass you can create it like trucks or cars. Okay, so you can subcategorize it like that. But because of that, this is normally helpful when you are going to record the GL transactions as per the trucks and the you're differentiating the GL accounts. Okay, but if you are using the common GL accounts, then normally we don't subcategorize in so much detail. Okay, we normally it depends upon what kind of a chart of account we have. Okay, if you even have a simple account like tangible account, so you don't even have to create this. Okay, but one thing you can do, you can specify even the equipment in front of all of them. Okay, so you can do that behind every single code. There's one simple GL account, but you want to show the categorization, so you can also do that. That's not a restriction that you need. It should match, but I normally follow this practice, you can say. The next one is the FA location. This is different from the location item location concept which we use in the business central. For example, FA location is like where your asset is currently in use. Okay, for example, you purchase a laptop. Okay, and then in the lab and this laptop is you buy is for the finance department employee XYZ. Okay, so you can specify that this currently the location of this particular asset is like finance department. Okay, currently I have didn't create it as you can say finance, but you will get an idea like administration, production, receipt. But you can also categorize it like for example building one. Okay, you want to categorize it like a building one fixed asset location and building two fixed asset location, so you can also do that. That's not an issue. For example, this laptop or this main asset is used for the administration building. Okay, for the administration department, and you want to specify that which of the administration employees using that. Okay, so you can also specify in the responsible employee like which employee from your organization is using this. Okay, for example, currently I will specify like Robin. Robin is going to use this asset. Okay, so I can specify that. I explained you together, so you can use in this you can use these fields in this scenarios as well. Okay. Okay, so the next one is the budgeted assets. It's a complete separate topic, and we will going to record a separate video on that. But over here, let me just give the explanation, a brief explanation on that. That it is going to, if you want to use it for the planning purpose, that if I'm going to purchase this asset, what is going to be the effect in my statements? Okay, how much depreciation and disposals and these things. Okay, so you create a budgeted asset for the planning purpose. If you do the mouse over on that, you can see if the asset is for the budgeting purpose. So this is purely related to budgeting. Okay, it is not going to hit in the, you can say, the GL accounts. Okay, if you remember, if you watch our previous video, then you can know that there's like FA journals and FAGL journals. Okay, so normally the budgeted assets are going to manage from the FA journals. Okay, it is not going to hit any of your GL accounts. Okay, but furthermore, we will discuss the how you can acquire the budgeted assets and the details like that in upcoming videos. But currently, we will jump to the next one, which is serial number. Okay, it is actually a unique number, and normally it is different from the fixed asset number series. Okay, so what is the difference? Let me explain. Fixed this number is usually we you can say used in the system. Okay, and we will let the system assign it, or even we can assign that. Okay, but serial numbers are, you can say, when for example you purchase a laptop from a vendor. Okay, and that laptop has a serial number already exists in for that laptop. Okay, to making the number which is making that laptop unique. Okay, so you can normally specify that. Okay, or you can also follow this for the purpose of like booking the finance and etc. But for the, you can say, the record, you can say like recording purpose, you can say you can create your own number series for your company as well. The next one, two fields, main asset component and the component of the main asset. So these are majorly interlinked, and we are going to record a separate video on that also. But what happens sometimes that you have a big asset and you want to, you know, categorize that asset. For example, you have a big asset like aeroplane even. Okay, so what you can do, what you can say, like the wings, okay, the engine, the interior, the you can say the sittings, all the sittings have the different depreciation years, different management for these all asset, subcontinent subcomponents. Okay, so you can use that. You can use this feature in that perspective. For example, you can create separate three fixed asset in the system with the name. You can say wings, interior, or the engine. Okay, and you can run the separate depreciation for that. And on the same perspective, you will create a main asset name as aeroplane, and you can say that this aeroplane has a different depreciation, for example, like 30 years, and the engine has the like say 8 years of a life. So you can manage these scenarios as well in this particular from using this particular field. Okay, the next is the search description. This is normally present on almost all the Mastercards, like item and the customers and the vendors. This is, if you mouse over that, you can see search description for the fixed asset. Okay, so whatever you're going to first thing, which you can change that, but first thing what will happen, whatever you're going to enter the description over here, it will just going to use the it is just going to capitalize that. Okay, the next one is inactive, blocked, and acquired. So the difference is like sometimes you purchase an asset and you can say you are using that, okay, but for some reason it got damaged and something like that, and it is you can say not in the use. If you mouse over that, you can see for example, if the asset is not in service or is obsolete, okay, so you can inactive that. Okay, might be this asset is in so much bad condition that you can't even use that, you can inactive this. Okay, but block is a bit different. Okay, for example, it is going to block every single thing which is going to use this asset. Okay, for example, you want to purchase it or you want to book the depreciation, so simply you can't book the depreciation for the block. Okay, it is not even going to let you enter anything. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, for example, let it make it a block. Okay, let me just duplicate the tab. The number is FA 000170 in the FAGL journal. Okay, so over here I'm going to specify fixed asset, the one with the 70 number. You can see block must be equal to no in the fixed asset. Okay, so you can't even use that. If you come back here, let's switch the block and inactive it. Okay, so let me just reload this by entering. Okay, so you can see you still can't be able to use that because this is majorly, you can see, for the inactivating the asset, like it's in a very terrible conditions. Okay, so this is, you can say, one of the difference for in the nature, or you can say majorly. Okay, let me just disable this boolean. The next one is the acquired. Okay, acquired, for example, that you are going to acquire this, that this asset is acquired or not. Okay, for example, currently you can see you can't you won't be able to uh, you know uh, enable this from here. Okay, and you can see currently no entry exists, means I didn't acquire anything. Okay, for example, if I jump to the some different assets for which I have done the acquisition, for example this one. Okay, acquisition is already done, so you can see over here the acquired boolean is automatically becomes true. Okay, so it is linked with the acquisition entry. Okay, so last field is like last date modified. Last date modified is the day on which you last modify this fixed asset card. For example, currently I did everything today, so you can see over here last date modification is the current date. This is which is 9th of December. Over here, let me just close that, and over here you can see the depreciation book. Depreciation book is a separate topic. It's a very detailed topic. Okay, let me show you why I'm saying that. If you come to the depreciation book and open that, so there are a lot of fields which needs the discussion. How we are going to use that, we are going to cover that obviously, inshallah. But over here in the fixed asset card, Let me just briefly going to explain you that. For example, sometimes what happens that you have multiple books in the system. Okay, for multiple books means, for example, your company is recording the depreciation. Okay, as per assuming that it is has a 5% depreciation expense they are going to charge every year. Okay, on this vehicle or any asset. Okay, but what will happen as per the tax authority, what they say that they are going to charge as per the law like 10% for every asset that comes under the category of vehicle. Okay, so what happens that we normally divide these two books. Okay, we can add one more additional you can say depreciation book over here. Currently I have already only created one, but when we are going to discuss in more detail, okay, about the depreciation book, I will show you how we are going to manage, you can say, multiple depreciation books. Just quickly look at the field like depreciation. It will automatically come. Okay, why it is going to automatically come, let me show you that. Okay, in the fixed asset setup, you can see default depreciation book I have already connected. Okay, so whenever I'm going to create a new one, it will automatically going to pop up and you can see it is uneditable. Okay, and one interesting thing, whenever I'm going to add, you can say, another depreciation book, it would let me change the depreciation book code field. Okay, the next one is the posting group. Okay, so it is majorly linked with the one which we have specified above. For example, this subclass code, if you remember, over here we have already specified FA posting group. For example, let me just switch it to the plant. Okay, so what it is saying that it will automatically change it. Okay, so this is the benefit of, you can say, connecting it on this FA subclass level. Okay, so when I will change it, it say the current FA posting group is plant, but the FA subclass vehicle has a default which is different. Okay, so if you want to keep it different, okay, then let's see what happens. Okay, if you do it no, over here the above you can see vehicle, and over here you can see plant. So you can also do that. You can, specifying the subclass different and the posting group which is different. Okay, so jumping to the next field is depreciation method. There are a lot of depreciation methods which Microsoft have provided, like majorly you can see 7 of them. We are going to discuss that, but majorly the companies use the straight line method and the declining method, and sometimes they user defined. Okay, but rarely you can say manual or user defined. Okay, because every company wants to make everything automated, so manual is like not majorly used. Okay, but over here you can specify the method which you want to use. Then the depreciation start field, which is when you want to start a depreciation for this particular vehicle. It is not necessary that your acquisition date and your starting depreciation date is same. Okay, you can make it different, that is not an issue. Okay, let me show you. For example, the acquisition date is 1/6/2024. Okay, and over here I am in 1/6/2024. I have even starting the depreciation before I'm acquiring. Okay, so there's no you can say the limit that you want to need to follow that. Okay, so if even if you want to start it later, then you can also do that. That's not a restriction. The next is the number of years. Whatever the number of years of this asset have useful life has. For example, if I make it 4, it will automatically going to change the depreciation ending field. Okay, but you need to remember one thing. For example, let me just go to the depreciation book field. This is majorly linked with some field like over here you can see one field. Okay, so this one, allow more than sorry, this one, fiscal year 365 days. If you are going to enable that, okay, then system is not going to calculate that automatically. We are going to discuss in the depreciation field, but just letting you know in this one briefly that it is only going to use in this scenario. The next one is the book value, the whatever the current value of this asset has. Okay, for example, in the above case, you remember that the book value is the 5342. Okay, so if we pass the depreciation for that, for example, for 1000, it will deduct 1000 from here, 53242, so it will make it 4342, and it will show that number over here. Okay, depreciation table code use half year convention is also linked with the depreciation methods and the depreciation book, so it requires a separate video and we will do that inshallah. But currently in normal scenarios companies don't use that. Okay. The last, you can say, the section which we are going to cover is the maintenance. For example, the first one is the vendor number, from who you purchase this vendor. For example, you purchase this vendor, or sorry, who from whom you purchase this fixed asset. You purchase fixed asset from the fabricum. Okay. This is he's your vendor. The second one is maintenance vendor number. Okay. What does maintenance vendor number means? It means that for example, you purchase it from some different vendor, and whenever the maintenance of this asset is required, then what will happen, then you have to come to the different vendor as okay. So vendor number and the maintenance vendor number could be different, so it is not similar, you can say. The next one is the under maintenance. So under maintenance, if you use that, specify if the fixed asset is currently being repaired. Okay. For example, if your company purchase a laptop and it has a issue after 1 year, you can say, and it requires the maintenance and it will take like 4 or 5 days. So for that 4 or 5 days, you can specify it as an under maintenance. Okay. And what is the next service date is going to be for the maintenance. Okay, might be there's a big asset and you run and you do the maintenance for that like after every month. Okay, so what is the next service date is going to be, you can specify that. The next is the warranty date. Okay, when your warranty is going to be expired, you need to remember that this is the expiration date, when your warranty is going to be expired. And then the insured, is it insured, is any you perform the insurance, okay, for this asset, yes or no. Current, it will non-editable, but if you open that, click on that, it will open some sort of an entries, you can say insurance coverage ledger entries. Okay, so remember that it is also linked with and we are going to discuss the insurance in more detail. Okay, after that we are going to discuss what is present in the fact box. The first one is the detail. If you want to upload a picture, okay, for any asset, then simply take import, okay, and select the picture from the, you can say, uh, the system. Okay, so it will be uploaded. The next one is the attachment. So we can attach the document plus add the comments over here. So if I say test fixed asset for the video, okay, if you going to okay that, so you can see your note is added with the date and the name, okay, name of the user. Furthermore, remember one thing, normally notes are used for the, you can say, the link purposes and stuff like that. And the document is, if you click on the number over here, so you can upload a document, you can attach any document from here. Okay, but the shortcut method to for attaching a document, you can say, is going to the action bar, come to the fixed assets and click on the attachment over here. This is a simple method, you can say. Okay, but you can do it from the both places. Okay, in the action bar, the first that is the dimension. If you are specifying the dimensions and by and making it default, okay, so you can do that from here. Okay, and the next thing is in the statistics, in the we can say, let me go to the different asset which have a book value. If I go to the statistics, okay, so you can see over here the acquisition cost is coming, and the list of all the entries will automatically come here if the entry exists. Okay, so you can have a pretty good, you can say, the details about the asset if you want to see at one place. Okay, that is it feasible to, you know, sell this asset and you get some gain or loss, so stuff like that. The next is the comments. If you want to add some comments, and it is also going to be it is totally going to be related to this particular fixed asset only. Okay, it is not going to be shown to the next like a common comment section for every card. No, this purely unique to one fixed asset card. Okay, I can enter text fixed asset card details medium. Okay, so I can specify that with the date, that on which date I have you know, specify everything, and I can specify the current date over here. The next is the depreciation book. I have specified that we can add multiple depreciation book. We can do it from here as well as there's an option present over here, add more depreciation book. And the last one is the maintenance registration. It will have us. We were going to do the separate video on that also on the maintenance, but you can record the service date and the vendor maintenance. Sometimes what happens that the vendor is different for in different periods. Okay, like for example, if I want to do it today, I will do it. It is going to be done by the 2000 20,000 number. You can say the vendor, which is the first consultant, and the second one on this date it is going to be done by the you can say the uh, fabricum vendor. Okay, so you can manage that. Okay, so but a detailed lecture will be recorded on this, inshallah. So this was pretty much in there, and you can see some reports. Okay, you can run the reports from here as well. Okay, and the small, you can say, main asset and fixed asset feature like that. Okay, so this was pretty much about the fixed asset card. I hope so you have this video is very helpful for you. And furthermore, I'm going to add the link in the description for the blog I have written regarding whatever I have explained in the video. Okay, you can read it in form of a blog as well. Okay, so I have specified the detail of every single field, and I try to make it as simple as possible. Okay, so even you can say a beginner can understand this. Okay, for example, choose the methods such as straight line and declining. So I try my best to make the description as short as possible. If you need any help or in that, just mail me. I'll provide you can see the detail about uh, me over here. Okay, so you can mail me or you can contact me. Yeah, I'm sure it will be helpful for everyone. Please do subscribe the channel, and inshallah in this series we are going to upload the list of many videos which is going to cover the list of many the problems regarding the fixed asset management in business sector. Thank you very much. Do like this video, subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.